Okay, this video was to get you guys used to using the math type part of your Schoology assessments. So I'm going to do a little practice test here. It's not actually going to ask me any questions, it's just going to show me exactly what I want to type so that you guys can get used to typing in your answers using math type. So I'm going to type in this equation. So as soon as you click on it, you should notice that the math type keyboard pops up at the bottom for you. This is the basic one. It should be mostly what you need, but notice this drop-down menu. I could also go back to a keyboard if for some reason my keyboard's not working. Also over here, see the little E? This is a sigma, the Greek letter sigma. That's showing you that you're in math mode. If it's ever in this mode instead, but you see the sigma, you just have to click on that to get that math mode keyboard back up. Then let's answer the question. So if I can type parentheses and it'll even start the close of the parenthesis for me. So I can arrow over if I want to, or I can just close it myself, equals. This example is really just to show you the squared or the exponent. So this is what we don't want to see. This is not x squared. This is x2. So we give you the math keyboard on purpose. We expect you to use it. Let's get rid of that. Since I'm doing squared, I can press this button right here and it'll put it up there for me. Or I could type this exponent button, which will leave it blank. And if I wanted it to be cubed, I'd type a 3. For the fifth, I'd type a 5, but this one's squared, so I might as well leave it. Arrow gets you out of that exponent area, and then just finish the rest of it on your regular keyboard. So make sure you know the 2 exponent buttons, and you're using those appropriately. Log base, so this is a base button. So I type the word log. This one right next to the exponent, where the little empty box goes down to the bottom, that's called your subscript. That's where your base goes. So I press that. The 2 goes down there, and I arrow over, and the 5 gets written next to it. That is not the same as this. That 2 needs to be down below in your subscript. So make sure you use the subscript function of your keyboard. Fractions. So if you're in, I don't know why I'm typing log. If you're in the keyboard, you can just type 3 and then the divided by button right next under your question mark. It'll make it a fraction for you, and then the 7. Or if you know you're going to need a fraction, you can click this fraction button right here. Then type 3 and then arrow down for your 7. So fraction button. Okay, more complicated stuff in a fraction. Start with that fraction button. Log 2 is on top, arrow down, log 7 on the bottom. Parentheses, this is just making sure you put only parts that are supposed to be in each parentheses. So make sure you separate both factors in their own parenthesis. Okay, only the sign is squared. So I type sign and then square that, and then x minus sine x minus 3. So more exponent practice. Exponents and bases and fractions are going to be the most common things we need you to use. Here's the square root button right here. So if I needed to type root 5, that's how you would type root 5. So make sure you know where that's located at. And then last one, correctly type 4 minus 1/5. First of all, 4 minus 1/5 is not the answer to a question. I'm the teacher, you're the student. You're supposed to do 4 minus 1/5 and tell me what the answer to that would be. So always make sure you guys keep some scratch paper with you and make a common denominator and actually do the subtracting. Don't say, here, Mrs. Hodge, do that math, and then you'll get the answer. I need you to do the math. So this is 4 over 1. So I would need a common denominator, so times 5 on top, times 5 on the bottom. That'd be 20 over 5 minus 1 over 5. It's going to give me a fraction, 19 over 5. So make sure you finish the problem before you type it into the solution. So this is just an introduction to your basic math keyboard.